So there has been one question that has been plaguing my mind for a hot moment. And that question, if you can even read it, can you? I don't know. Can Peter Pan continue his family? I really hope that, like, this microphone thing's work, because there's probably going to be a lot of P noises. There's going to be a lot of that consonant, so it might, like, make the wind or whatever. Anyway, so here's the thing. So Peter Pan is, like, a kid forever or something, right? But so here's the thing. When he turns, like, 80 or, like, any age above 18, so he and his girlfriend decide that Peter decides that he would like to continue his family. That's the family-friendly way of saying it. If he's a kid forever and, like, that's his whole tagline, right? Can he consent? Because he is a kid, and the law is that no kid can, like, actually consent to things. God, okay. Does mental age count? Because, like, if he's probably... Okay, hold on. According to a Wikipedia article, there's not really a defined age, but according to the last point, he is about 12 to 13 years old. Yikes. Yeah, so my sort of theory question, I don't know, does a mental age count? Because, of course, he's not aging physically. Like, the only way he's gonna inevitably die is if he gets, like, stabbed by Captain Hook or whatever, right? Yeah. So mental age is the only thing that counts. Or if, like, birth certificates exist in Neverland, they, like, look at that and, like, oh, he might look like a small little baby boy, but his certificate said he was born in the 18th century. So, I mean, theoretically, he's, like, this many years old. So, I guess you can make babies. So if Peter Pan goes into a bar, because he's at least older than 21, right? Like, mentally, you know, will he be able to take a little sip of that good stuff? Or will he be able to smoke some of that pixie dust? I'm not entirely, like, connected with the lore of Peter Pan. So like, if he gets with a woman who is, like, a normal human or something, because I feel like he's the only one with immortality, right? Is that a thing? Like, he's the only one? I don't know. But so, if he gets with, like, a normal human woman, will the trait of immortality be passed down into the child? Because, like, or maybe the child is just, like, extremely resilient. Like, the child can get, like, slammed by a truck, like, 20 times, and then on the 21st, like, things start happening. Would that be how it works? Who knows? But the other part, what if the kid becomes just entirely human? Will the child die before Peter does? Because, like, won't that be weird? Because in, like, 2 decades, you're already theoretically older than your dad. That's some, like, Netflix dark mess. And, like, another thing, if he even gets with anyone, will he be, like, considered a pedophile? So, yeah, theoretically, he's, like, a couple 100 years old, and I know that age gaps don't technically count when you're, like, above 30 or something, but won't people see that as at least kind of a yikes? Because a, like, 500-year-old boy is getting it with a... If the lawyers take it as the birth certificate date, what will people think of his lost boys? Because, like, that kind of sounds like a yikes out of context too, right? Because it's like a boy, some, like, really old man is, like, saving little boys and girls, I guess, is it? I don't know. Like, it kind of sounds bad, right? Normally, if this was, like, a game theory or something, I would be providing you with an answer to the main question. But the thing is, I don't know. I don't know, and that's why I'm wasting my afternoon telling you that I don't know. So this is kind of a bad point, but still, if he's like multiple 100 years old, then what will people think of that? Right? Will he just constantly be breaking the Guinness World Record for the oldest person? Or they would like kick them out of the book. Kick them out of the book of Guinness World Records and say like, oh, we gotta give a chance to the actual human boys and gals and non-binary pals. Kind of bad handwriting on my part. Can you guys even see that? So if you still can't read it, that says, what is Peter Pan's age? So if you don't want to talk about the private life of a immortal boy, then that's your question to debate about what is Peter Pan's age. What is Peter Pan's age? Is he gonna be stuck at one age ever? Is it gonna be like the year he started becoming immortal? Because it's not like he was always immortal. Because if he was always immortal, then he'd just be like this cute little baby boy, you know? I'm using immortal as a synonym for like not aging ever. If it isn't when you become immortal and it's like the mental age thing, then how much of a yikes is it to be like 500 years old? And will BuzzFeed be like, 5 people, you can't believe a 500. Just kidding, it's not 5, it's 1, and it's Peter Pan. How does Peter Pan's age work? That is the question. One moment. Hey guys, Pink Lemonade Gaming here. So this entire thing really has just been me being a rambling mess. Y'all wanna hear something nice? Such a nice noise. So maybe this will be some epic series thing, except it's not gonna be like some first episode thing, but it'll just be when I find these deep philosophical questions that I don't know how to answer, so I'll just talk about how I can't answer them in front of a camera. So here are the 2 questions that I want to place into your head. What is Peter Pan's age, and can Peter Pan continue his family legally or morally or ethically? And that's been me. Poo-poo people. Y'all thought this was the end? You're wrong and an idiot. I'm actually in the process of editing this video right now, and one of my friends, Zion, thanks, he, asked about, with this whole situation about with this whole situation about Peter sort of not having a defined age, what happens to that sort of population who don't know that humans exist and instead find happiness in thirsting over drawings of girls and that sort of thing. I put thirst as a way to not get R-rated, you know? As it says, there's just sort of a quick addendum situation. But here's what I think. Okay. So one of the main problems with that whole sort of community of people who are thirsty for not humans is that a lot of the time, normal people will go up to them and say hey, the canon or the lore or just the information of the story is saying that this person is underage and you're thirsting over them. But so here's the thing, for this is usually men people, so I'm gonna generalize. So if there are some women people out there and everyone else, so let's think about the gays in this community. What if they start their new waifu, or a gaifu, gaifu. So what if they decide that their new gaifu is Peter Pan? How would that work? Because, there's no undefined age. Peter Pan technically does not have an age, And, well, like, from the Wikipedia article from the beginning, it was sort of generalized that it was like around 12, 13, whatever, which would be an incredible yikes moment. But, like, also, theoretically, as I'm saying, he's like 300, 500, multiple hundred years old, because he just started becoming immortal. He hasn't died yet, so he's just going. The sort of, like, thing that Zion is talking about is that if people are getting like over drawings, and like normal people are getting angry at them about it, and they're just going like, oh, calm down, it's just a drawing, it doesn't matter if they're 9, it's a drawing. So what does that mean in the context of Peter Pan, a person who is like coded to be like a teenager? Because I know there's like coding for like specific races or like specific sexualities. What if there's just a coding for age? Is that a thing? Like, because there's like a stereotype of like old wise grandma thing. You know, who knows? Hate this? My opinion is that in general, it's kind of a yikes to get in that sort of mood from drawings. But ignoring that, if that was an acceptable thing, if they were over 18, then would Peter be material? I don't really think it is. 'Cause like the entire point of the character is to be this sort of like child thing, but also mature enough to lead other children places. Kinda sounds like a yikes, but we'll ignore that. Yeah, I think that now there's this whole other conversation about age coding. Because I know people can say like, oh, he's like 15, oh, he's 23, because he's trapped in the ever-enclosing walls of the maze that is capitalism. This is the only part of this whole entire Peter Pan debate that I am actually positive about, and it's that people should not be getting thirsty over Peter Pan. Hate that I just said that sentence. Yeah.